To another live edition of the Locker Room Daily Report, or TLDR for short, and I have no idea if this is going to match my vision, and that is not to say that I can't see that well, but I can't. Unfortunately, this is the best I can do for now. I started a broadcast, as I normally do, from one angle, and then discovered very quickly that the software just did not want to work with me. And then, when I got everything connected to use my classic Blue Yeti microphone here, I realized that it, too, was no longer working. It's now dead. And whatever it fell on is probably dead as well. Today, instead of talking about how technology causes a great deal of consternation in my daily life, I am going to talk to you about 3 ways to save money with food. And this is something that makes me happy because food makes me happy. And if food does not make you happy, you're probably eating the wrong food. I like food. I eat food every day, and I'm very grateful to be able to eat food every day and do my best to maintain as healthy a lifestyle as I possibly can. And sometimes words fail me. See, technology is not the only thing in giving me problems today. That's why I'm wearing these classic retro gigantic earphone Princess Leia headset microphone USB connected things. I look good, don't I? Yeah, wait until I shave and then I'll look even better. Well, food is definitely a part of my daily life. I love food. The first way that I save money with food is that I do not dine out regularly. Now, I realize that many of you out there probably don't like making food at home. Not that you make food, I mean prepare it. You don't like preparing a meal because it's terribly cumbersome and it's not that much fun for you. You know what? I am in the same boat as you are. And that's one of the reasons why, as much as I avoid going out to eat, dining out, going to restaurants for a lot of different reasons, I tend to stick to foods that are easy to prepare or ready to go. And that does not necessarily mean that I choose unhealthy options. Nuts, that's not just me describing myself. It's not just describing the situation as it played out today. Nuts, but I have to have them roasted. They have to be roasted nuts because otherwise my oral allergy syndrome kicks in. Now, even if you're someone who's allergic to nuts, hopefully not allergic to me, although I wouldn't be surprised if one of you is allergic to me. The idea that you can get food ready to go or just ready to eat it's right there. Like, it's got to be fresh by and large, not something you'd want to eat from a box or a bag if that's the way it's prepared for you. I'm talking about natural foods, which of course, yes, my nuts do come in a bag. This is a fun stream, isn't it? This is live, in case you were wondering. This is a live video stream. Normally, I'd have the chat room back here, but it's just me today. But I don't dine out, and that saves a ton of money because you're paying for somebody else's service. And even if we do feel like we want to dine out or not prepare a meal at home, with this fluctuation of the color and the brightness and the contrast in the video that's driving me nuts, what we will do is a takeout. Because then we do a takeout, and generally speaking, don't have to worry about gratuity. So that saves money too. But generally speaking, the easiest way to save money is not dining out. I would do your best. Do your best. That's all we can ask for. I don't care. You want to spend money on food, you want to spend more than you need to spend, that's completely up to you. The second way that I save money with food is that I avoid ingredients wholesale. There are certain things I just will not willfully or willingly ingest. Artificial sweeteners, artificial the fats, that is like trans fats, and anything like that, I won't touch. Will not touch. So I tend to read ingredients labels. And that, believe it or not, eliminates, I would say, a good 90% of the food that I otherwise would get. The food product that I would normally get, I avoid because I'm like, okay, it's got stuff in there that I just don't want. Fake anything, I'm just not a fan of. And you want to pursue a fake lifestyle, that's completely up to you. I'm not here to judge you. This is your choice. I'm just telling you how I save money with food. Because see, I see the option there. I'm like, oh, that looks like it'd be fun to try. And then I look at the ingredients list and I'm like, I can't eat this. I can't even read the ingredients list. I got to put it back. And there are exceptions to the rule. Sometimes I try fun foods. But generally speaking, those are at a minimum. Remember, I'm talking about leading generally speaking, not just a frugal lifestyle, but as healthy as I possibly can be. And so I put certain ingredients on my list that I can't touch, so that it narrows the field. So you got to narrow the field for yourself. Otherwise, you'll eat all the things. And maybe you do want to eat all the things. Hey, again, knock yourself out. But I'm just telling you how I save money with food. The third way, and this is kind of I guess, an obvious way to save money. If we do have to dine out, or if we so simple to do, just keep your eyes open. Whether you follow your favorite brands on social, sometimes they will send out coupons. You get mailers, possibly. Email newsletters are a great way to find out when something is going to be, within a price range that would be acceptable. I watch for coupons all the time, using gift cards all the time that I earn left and right. Just do it. Because here's the thing. Would you, if given an opportunity, let's say there's a burger in front of you. There's this burger. And you could either spend $10 on that burger or $5 for the same thing. Which would you rather spend? Same burger. Everything's exactly the same. Would you rather spend $10 or $5? I'm guessing you'd rather spend $5. Well, it's the same thing when you're looking for coupons or not looking for coupons. You may inadvertently miss something that could have saved you money. So just take the time and take a look. What's it going to hurt? Looking rarely costs you anything, and inevitably it could save you money. Another way, and you may have seen this in the blog, that we save money is we look for manager specials. Now, this is something that your store may not have, but you may consider shopping in a different grocery store. I don't necessarily do comparison shopping. For the most part, I know the types of foods and brands that we stick with when we go shopping, and know where the best price for those particular products are around town. And by and large, like my cream that I use with my coffee, I use a certain brand, and at one store, it's like 40 cents cheaper. 40 cents. I think it's pretty substantial, personally. So that's where I go. I go to that store, and I learn that once a month on Tuesdays, I think you get an extra 5% off your grocery bill. Plus, once a month, they send you a 10% off the grocery haul coupon. So you can save money and still eat, but you got to do a little work, and it's different depending on where you go, which stores you buy through, and your choices. I'm just telling you, our stores, and that's just one store, at least for the where I usually get cream and sometimes where we get eggs. But another store has got manager specials, bananas and fruits and vegetables, or even meats that, they're pretty close to their expiration date and they need to move them. And very often you will save 25%, 50% or more. Like we've been able to get several bananas, like 10, 12, 15 bananas for a couple of bucks. And then you go down to the coffee shop and it's like $1 per banana. No. I will save money on the bananas, get them in a bunch, and they're closer to ripe. Sorry about touching the mic there. I'm not used to having this prong sticking from the side of my head, nor is my daughter Jedi, I guess. She's not going to join us today, though. Any apps where I can save on food, asks Win Dang, and Win is a supporter of mine, a patron. I don't know if I'd say there are any specific apps. There are a lot out there. And generally speaking, you could just try them, and sometimes you will see if they work or if they don't. I don't have any recommendations because it kind of depends on where you are on the planet. Certainly where you live in the US, it depends. But I wouldn't expect a lot of the grocery chains to actually their official apps to push out things. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they get mailers. You pay attention to the things that you normally get and you can save money. We don't buy things all that often. We'll wait until they go on sale because we know inevitably they'll go on sale. I don't have a favorite app though. And there's not an app that I can find for that is just universal that I absolutely love and recommend. There used to be. I also don't recommend the certain apps that have horrific employment policies that Liz is trying to recommend, but I'm not going to mention it. Sorry, Liz. There's a big brand out there that I don't really want to talk about because I don't want to give them any more attention that they don't deserve. They've done some pretty bad things and have extorted small businesses, and I really don't care to support them anymore. So, and that's not just me saying it. That's another reason why I'm not going to mention any names, because I don't want to get dragged into something I really don't want to get dragged into. If you do your research, you'll know exactly which brand I'm talking about. A very popular brand that I refuse to support. So that is everything I wanted to say about how I save money with food. I love eating. I love saving money with food. I love eating as healthy as I possibly can eat. And, generally speaking, I look forward to the food I eat every day. Meat, nuts, sometimes cheese, dairy, of course, the heavy cream, coffee, real good coffee, really good coffee, beer in the evening. And, I'm happy. I'm a happy camper. I don't even know what we're having for dinner last night. Last night we tried, they must have been on sale, but edamame pasta, you make it like pasta, but it's made out of edamame. So good. Tasted different. I think it would be great with a pesto sauce, but really affordable, full of fiber, full of protein, pasta-ish, a pasta-like texture. I like trying new foods all the time, so long as they pass the test. On sale and good for me. I'm happy. If you have any other tips, feel free to share them. Believe you me, I am all ears when it comes to that, and unless you can't see my ears. But just assume I have ears under here. That's how I'm listening to nothing right now. There's nobody who is happening to talk. No one's talking except for me in this hangout that I had to schedule at the last second. So I'm going to move on to today's Pirillo picks. There is food included. There's your clue. Feel free to join me there. I'm going to continue down the path with TLDR live every weekday. It's about an hour long. You can join me for all of TLDR after this. And that I will be answering geeky and tech questions with my patrons, and then talking about today's techie and geek news. I wish there was an easier way of saying it. Geek. Should I just stick with geek instead of just saying tech? Geek. Geek questions and answers. Geek news. I'll cover that at the end specifically for my patrons. You can become a patron. You can become a patron by heading over to chrispirillo.com. Today's free podcast highlight was brought to you by all of my active patrons from chrispirillo.com. If you want access to the full TLDR episodes, both audio, video, past, present, and future, which can be up to an hour long or longer, with even more tech insight from me every weekday, plus other bonus content without ads, and support me at the same time, you can sign up to become one of my supernomies too. This is just a brief taste of what I'm producing for you daily. Again, get more through chrispirillo.com.